it's officially happened, and there's been a little bit of blowback and outrage, but yeah, Iron Man has officially entered the National Film Registry as one of the most important films of all time that must be preserved, joining the likes of The Dark Knight. And I think that's where a lot of the disdain comes from. So I don't think you guys missed it because it was literally everywhere. But yeah, the National Film Registry recently revealed one of the films that they entered this year into the highly prestigious National Film Registry of films that are considered important to not just cinema, but like the entire development of film and the world that have had substantial impacts on the world. And that film, one of them, among others, such as The Little Mermaid, is of course Iron Man, the first Iron Man. And this honestly makes a lot of sense. Iron Man is the start to the MCU. It was a film that, if you look back on the announcement of it, the trailers, and the lead up to it, it was supposed to be the end of Marvel. Marvel was going to go bankrupt with this. Their stocks were at an all-time low. Nobody believed in this film. It was independently funded. Marvel's future depended on this film. The film had also multiple problems during development, unfinished scripts, things were happening, budget cuts. I mean, it was all over the place. It's a miracle that the film ended up being as good as it is. So the fact that they acknowledge it as this important piece of cinematic history that should be preserved, and that when hundreds of years from now, they look at the most impactful films of all time on the world and the US, that Iron Man is among them, honestly, it's deserving. But some people are really mad because The Dark Knight was there, and that's the comic book film that has to be there. And again, nothing against The Dark Knight. If you follow me on social media, you've seen my TV display right underneath it with the Hot Toys tumbler, all the Dark Knight Hot Toys. Again, it doesn't have to be my favorite film for me to appreciate it and love that, well, those first two films at least. So, again, some people are mad, but let's be real. They're both great, monumental, historic films that both did something for films. That both did something to change the perception of both companies. You can't take that away from either one of them. And again, Iron Man set off the MCU. It single-handedly saved Marvel. It's the reason that Disney, Bob Iger, looked at Marvel and said, you know what? We got to go after those guys. We need them before somebody else gets them. Again, you have literally everybody trying to copy Iron Man still because that's the template to how to start a shared universe. And sure, the Iron Man films aren't my favorite. You guys know it's the Captain America films. But I'm never going to take away what Iron Man 1 did for the MCU or for shared universes in general. So, does it deserve this? Yeah. Yeah, it does. The Dark Knight? Yes, it does. Is there going to be other films that get in here in a couple years? Yeah. More than likely, you're going to see the first Avengers film in there in a couple years. Because that literally redefined what it means to be a blockbuster and how to connect so many different things. And yeah, it's going to keep happening. You're going to see more comic book films enter in here in the next couple years, and we'll talk about them when they do.